Paris is amazing as a tourist. When you come here for 3 days, you take your hotel, you there, you go see the parents, and then you just go to the restaurant with some of your friends. And yeah, it was cool to me. It's a beautiful city. When I left, I stopped loving the people. And I mean, TV, like the media there is super, super anxious. How you say that? It gives you a lot of anxiety. French politics as well. So at a point, I was just like, yeah, I'm done here. But I had come as a tourist. I was in the metro the other time. When I come as a tourist, I go to the metro, I go to cafes, I go to nice restaurants. So yeah, I would say that Paris is super enjoyable from the viewpoint of being comfortable in life and coming for a few days. I don't know if I could go back and live in Paris, because life in Portugal is, the quality of life is so much better. I live in a neighborhood called Parque das Nações in Portugal. This is like it's really in front of the water. I'm like 500 meters from the water, not even 300 meters from the water. I have everything around me: cinemas, shopping. It's a great neighborhood. People are great. Safety is amazing. Even if the prices have been going up the last 10 years, when I arrived, everything was so cheap. Prices have been going up because everybody is following me now. What I did 10 years ago, now all the Americans, they're running away from the US. We have a big influx of French people, but big influx of Brazilian people, Ukraine, Russia, like Chinese, like a lot of people, especially in my neighborhood. Every rich neighborhood, there's a lot of people. So the prices are just shooting up, and the developers are not building apartments fast enough for all these new people. So the city is a little, full of people. And I would say to the detriment of the regular Portuguese people who live here. Who a lot of them cannot afford anymore to live in these neighborhoods because the prices are just going up. So a lot of people, if their parents bought like 15 years ago, when it was really a poor country, they're good, and they can even sell the apartments for a huge price and then get a big house further away if they want. So one of my only, I would say, regret would be that I didn't buy a place when it really was cheap. And it's not my fault. I really wanted to, but it's really a problem with French banks. When I arrived and I was like, I want to buy this place. I have this amount. I think I had half of the money. I just needed the other half from the bank, and I would have reimbursed everything in 10 years. It may be even less. I think I could reimburse everything in 5 years. But they were like, oh no, the place has to be in France. I was like, I thought, what about your whole Europe bullshit? No, I was like, oh. But I didn't know how it worked. Like, I should have went to a Portuguese bank that also has ties in France, brought all my thing. Like, at that time I could have, especially if I came with fresh money. And I had just made a lot of money from l'EDS project. Sorry. Yeah, so I made a lot of money from l'EDS project. So I was just able to buy something in Oeiras, where I was. The only thing too was that my first apartment, which was amazing, huge terrace, penthouse, seafront, but only had one bedroom. If I bought that one, I would have had to sacrifice maybe half of the terrace. It was 100 meters square, so I didn't mind like just removing the size of the terrace to maybe turn it into a 3-bedroom apartment, but it would have cost me another 50K probably just to do all these work. So I didn't buy it. That apartment is probably cost way more now because the market is saturated. But it is what it is. Prices went up X2, X3, X4, and so I'll buy at that price because or I can wait for a big economic collapse of Europe with all the stupid decisions that they're taking, and profit to wait for the prices to drop and buy. Because let's be honest, I don't need to move right now. I'm comfortable. I have enough space. I have 2 bedrooms. I just want to have 3 bedrooms and my own office. That's the next move for me. I take it like step by step. First apartment was 60 meters square. Second apartment was a studio of 30 meter. Third apartment in Paris, Pré Saint-Gervais, was 50 meters square. Now I'm at 90 meters square, and the next one, well, 150 or 200. Perfect. It's just life choices. When you are a little more sedentary and you move less, you start thinking about those things. Anyway, Paris was beautiful. I went to Châtelet. I went to the bars where I go with my homies. I saw Elisio. I saw Audran, Faisal. I didn't have time to see the Maro, sadly. He was working. I didn't have time to see Sumia, my parents. I seen a few of my friends, Sophie, Isabelle, and I passed in front of the Musée du Louvre, La Concorde, Champs-Élysées, and of course, like the city where my parents live. Oh, Sabrina Ziklov, thank you so much for a 10. What is it? Is it 10 euro? A 10 euro super chat. Thank you so much for your donation to the show. Hey, it is merci. So as I was saying, as I was going from my parents' hotel to my hotel, which was really, I had to cross Levallois by foot, because it was like 10 minutes walking. And I was like, this is really a beautiful city. Like, I really loved the ambience of Levallois. I always loved that city. Like, the 2 cities I really love are Levallois, where my parents had their apartments, and Le Pré Saint-Gervais, where I lived for 7 years. That was the last address I had in Paris. Those 2 cities I really love for 2 different reasons, of course. But Levallois is really a beautiful city. It's I was walking, I was like, wow, this is really like, I would say that if for some reason, if I had a lot of money to spend and I bought myself an apartment in Lisbon first, then probably an apartment or a house, a summer house in Quinta del Lago in Algarve. And I really had enough to buy a third one, even if, I don't know, because when you have a certain amount of money, you can just rent a place, because having a lot of places, that's a lot of money you have to spend every month. But if I had to buy a third one, or maybe if I bought a third one for me, but I put it in the name of my parents, for example, and I let my parents be in there, I would buy in Levallois, that's for sure, because that's really a beautiful place. So yeah, Paris was cool.